What is up, everybody? It is Michael Train, artist and owner of Train and Vein Tattoos here in Salina, Kansas. I want to do a little video over Kwadron, a little product review over the needle cartridges I use here in the shop on my day-to-day, everyday tattoos I do, why I use them, how long I've been using them, and other brands can compare them with. So let's go ahead and get into it. I want to say right off the bat, if you are not already using a cartridge system for your tattoo setup, you need to get on board. If you're still using a coil machine, I mean, I get it. You're loyal to the coil, but get on board with the technology, man. I mean, cartridge systems, think of it like this. A mechanic is gonna have a ratchet, and then he's gonna have hundreds of sockets. Why? Because each job he does requires a different size socket, because he's not doing the same thing every single day. So, with that said, he needs, on this job specifically, a 3/8 millimeter socket. Well, he's got that socket to fit and do the job. Now, with tattooing, same thing applies. Every tattoo is a little different. Every area of the body is a little different. Your hands, your joints, your ribs, everything is a little different. So, therefore, you're going to need different types of needles. You can't use the same setup for every single tattoo you do. If you do, you're gonna box yourself in and you're never going to succeed. So, with that said, I carry a lot of different cartridges just from Kwadron alone. Kwadron, and the best thing about Kwadron is they offer basically every variation of needles you could need. So the other biggest plus of why, if you're not using a cartridge system, would be, say you've got a tattoo, a big tattoo, and you're gonna need 5 different needles. You know that. What that means, if you're using a coil machine or an older style rotary machine that's not a cartridge system, then you're gonna have to set up 5 different tattoo machines. And why would you do that when you could set up one tattoo machine, maybe 2 if you need a secondary one, that maybe you have a 4 millimeter stroke and you have a 2.4 millimeter stroke for your black and gray, so you carry 2 machines. But normally for me, my setup is one machine. I run a 4 millimeter stroke on FK Irons XO is what I run for my tattoo machine every day. And I set up one machine and I set out 5 different cartridge systems. And then as I tattoo, I use maybe 3 or 4 of them, but I set out 5 just in case I thought I might need these other ones. But if it was a other way around with a coil machine, you would have to set up 5 separate tattoo machines to do the same thing. And I don't know if you've ever set a tattoo machine up, especially an old coil machine, but it is quite time consuming. It's like basically having an instrument. You have to tune it, you have to kiss it and tell it sweet little nothings to make it work the way you want it to. And it gets really old. A nice rotary machine, pen style machine like the FK Irons XO that I run, the machine works the same way every single time, and the consistency is there. I don't have to worry about, is my tattoo machine gonna work great today? Or am I gonna fight it all day in tattooing. I don't have to worry about that. It's all the variables are gone because I use a very good pen style machine that I invested in, and it works the exact same way every single time. And I do have a video I would definitely recommend watching after this. I do a review over my tattoo machine, and I have other reviews that you can check out as well. I definitely try to be as thorough as I can in any of these reviews. And I'll go ahead and mention right now, I am not sponsored by Kwadron or FK Irons or any of the videos that I'm doing product reviews on. I'm just simply, from my experience, giving you guys how I feel about these products and simply my experience with them. So back to Kwadron. Kwadron, we'll go ahead and open this up for you. So let's see. One cool thing about Kwadron is they always give you a sticker. I like stickers, so it's always a big plus. Kwadron comes, so this is a .35 round liner, long tapered texture. I like to use for my lining needles, I like to use textured needles. That's something that Kwadron offers that not a lot of other companies offer. I really like that about them. The other cool thing that I really like about Kwadron is, first, the simplicity of their cartridges, but I like the color. The color is kind of a maybe a brownish, caramelish type color, and I guess it's not so much the color I like, but it's that plastic. And what I mean by the plastic is I have had many other needles over the years where the tips, let's see if I can get a good view of this, the tips down in here will actually be frayed up with little pieces of plastic, not allowing ink flow to come through. And I don't know what it is about this color, but or what kind of plastic they use, but I have never had that issue with Kwadron, not a single time. And I've been using Kwadron now probably about a couple years. Before that, I was using the Tatsoul Envy 2s, I believe is what they're called. Tatsoul, and I have them here. I have one. Tatsoul, it's a great company. I use them for my client chair and my artist chair. I used to use them for cartridges prior to using Kwadron. They make a great cartridge. The only reason I made the switch basically was this little finger ledge they put on here, this little turquoise bluish finger ledge. Often I find when I was tattooing that my cartridge, my finger would rub on it, and it would, with my gloves, and I'd be midway tattooing and the cartridge would just fly off midway tattooing. And so I decided to try out Kwadron at some point. I've always heard great things about Kwadron, so I gave them a try and basically never looked back. I don't miss having that finger ledge. It didn't help me with tattooing. It only just slowed me down, really. So definitely not something that I felt was necessary to have, and they are both pretty comparable in price as far as the Tatsoul and the Kwadron go. But Tatsoul, like I said, it's a great company. They make great products, and I would highly recommend their cartridges. I just wasn't a fan of the finger ledge personally, and I think maybe that was just me. If it wasn't, if you guys had problems with the Tatsoul finger ledges and making them fly off on you mid-tattoo, leave it in the comments. I'd love to know. If it was just me, then leave that in the comments as well. So, lastly, I want to talk about the needles themselves. Tatsoul, they're known for their quality. They make great needles that don't lose their sharpness. I do a lot of 6 to 8 hour sessions on people. I'll use the same needles throughout the whole tattoo, and they work hands down great. I've never had a needle feel like it got dulled on me midway through the tattoo. They always are configured perfectly how I want them to be. If it's a 3 round liner texture, then it better be a 3 round liner texture, and it better be to that same configuration every single time. I found with other companies such as, well, I'm going to say Needle Jig in the past, the needles themselves would often be not correct. I'd get needles that were frayed apart, like the soldering, however they were made, they would come inconsistent. And how do I know they were inconsistent? Well, because I use them every single day, and I know exactly what they're supposed to look like. And so I open up a new box, and the needles from the last box are completely different. There's a problem. So that's basically it for Kwadron. Just wanted to do this video to basically just let you guys know what I think about their product, and I will definitely continue to use them. If you guys like this video, make sure to smash that subscribe button. Definitely, if you guys get any kind of comments or any questions, leave them in the comments, and I will definitely get back to you. I've been tattooing about a decade now. If you guys want to check out my work, feel free to visit my website, trainandvaintattoos.com. You can also find me on Facebook under Train and Vein Tattoos LLC. And then I'm also on Instagram under train_n_vein_tattoos. I was recently scammed on my social media accounts with my Instagram and Facebook, so my old accounts do still exist. I can't get Meta to remove them, so it's kind of been a nightmare. So if you are looking for me, just make sure you're on the official pages and not sending any money to the person that has taken over my accounts. So again, thanks again for watching this video.